Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, leaks, and rumors, in particular in the world of Apple. I am one of your hosts, Benji from BenObi Tech, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host who has a different name today. He used to be TA Tech, but now he's Mr. Smartwatch. And we're also joined by a guest. We have Michael, from Michael's Tech Talk from Northern Ireland.
Indeed, yes.
Yes. All right. There we go.
Bye,
Welcome
Jay.
to the show.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. I think
Awesome.
we've been trying to get together for a while, and it just hasn't sort of suited and stuff like that there. So now I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Awesome,
we're
man.
happy to have you. I've heard great things about you. I've also seen a couple of your videos. I think Taylor knows more
wow.
about you than I do, but
Yeah, I've been watching.
If
I've
you've,
been watching Michael for a little bit now.
if you've heard
And,
about me, it's all lies. It's all lies.
It's I know. Yeah,
What if they're
there's
good things?
people out there.
what if they're good things though?
No, they're definitely all lies.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Anyway, so today we have quite a good episode to cover. We have quite a few things that we're going to talk about in terms of news, and then Michael, we're going to ask you a couple of tech questions, get your personal opinions on a couple of things. So just to give everybody a brief summary of what we're going to be covering in this episode, we're going to be covering iPhone 14. We've got a bunch of new leaks and rumors about that, which never end. We're also going to be talking a little bit about the M1 Pro and M1 Max MacBook Pros. We're talking about foldables in terms of Apple foldables. Somebody creating an Android phone that has a lightning port for some weird reason. And we're also going to be talking a little bit about WWDC 2022, which will be happening in just a couple of months. So, starting off, Taylor, do you want to take it away with our first news story here to cover?
Sure. So, the iPhone is rumored to have 20% thinner bezels. I've seen the renders, and I really like what I'm seeing. I think that it would be cool to have no bezels at all. But hey, this is a start, I guess. What do you guys think about this?
I'll be honest. I looked at the cards earlier today, and I didn't really see too much of a difference. If I'm being honest, it doesn't really matter all that much to me. To be honest, bezels. I don't mind. I particularly don't think the bezel's bad on the iPhone 13 anyway. To be fair, so no, it doesn't really phase me too much. That friggin' eye though, it does phase me. That's
that was the thing that we don't talk about here. But yeah, I mean 20% thinner bezels, nobody's really gonna notice. It's kind of like one of those small improvements that Apple does that like 90% of people don't care about, maybe more. And then of course there are a couple of Android fanboys who love having no bezels. Like, this Android phone has no bezels. Why iPhone have notch and bezel? It's like nobody really cares about your opinion in that regard. But Taylor, what are your thoughts?
All I have to say is like I've seen one of the stories that we're going to talk about with Android and stuff. I honestly think that they really need to keep it separate. A lot of people are trying to, make it seem like they want iOS to be Android, and come on, like we gotta make it different. Like, honestly, I've said this, and it really, I think it really seems that what I've been saying all along is coming true. And the only thing that is going to be different with these phones is the software. And yeah, I don't know, man. But I really don't like how I'm seeing this. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
It seemed like, honestly, the iPhone 14, every day there's a new leak or a rumor that makes it less and less desirable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, and I don't know if you guys watch FPT, but he was already covering. he was already covering the iPhone 16, and I'm just like, Calm down. We haven't even gotten to iPhone 14.
You've got
and
no
you're already
chill,
talking
bro.
about-
Not even 15. Not even 15. And we're already talking about
Exactly.
16.
Like, what? John, as much as we love you, man, calm down, please.
He's just going up on 2s now. It's like, no, one generation's not enough. I need to go another one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sitting here like
people are gonna be so hyped for a phone that's like 3 years away. Wow.
I've never ran to my phone.
I'm
so
gonna
fast
wait.
when I heard iPhone 16. I'm like, what?
It's like somebody who has an iPhone 6s. Somebody who has an iPhone 6s, right? Oh no, I'll wait 2 more years for the new phone.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be a case of the iPhone 16 will drop, and it'll be like, it's been 84 years.
They're still rocking the iPhone 5.
There was some, I don't know who exactly posted it, but somebody was talking about iPhone 16, and all of a sudden I went through the comments and people were just like, just wait until because I think it was a video, wait until iPhone 15, don't get the 14, and somebody was just like, don't get the iPhone 16, get the iPhone 35, and I'm just like, seriously?
I saw something like that as well.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, the iPhone 35. The iPhone 35 still has a notch, but it's embedded into your skull, so then it can just come up in your eyes. But it still has a notch in your eyes, so you're like, what the hell is
that? Or it just has holes instead.
Seriously. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. But
anyway, in other iPhone 14 news, apparently the 14 Pro, the wide camera is going to feature a 21% wider sensor for 48 megapixel images, which means the camera module that we have on the iPhone right now, which is getting bigger and bigger every year, is getting even bigger this year by like 21%. Yeah, there you go.
Bruh.
By like 21%.
Yeah.
I
very
saw,
soon the camera's just going to take up the whole phone.
I literally was just about
the wide
to say,
one.
I was literally about to say that the Pro models are going to look like, I don't even know. Like, honestly, I've seen fake images of people expanding the camera module and it covering, like, I'm not joking, the whole half of the phone, the whole top half of the phone. And I'm just like, do you have nothing else to do with your lives?
It's kind of like when
rumor has it blocks out the sun.
It's kind of like when the iPhone 5 came out, where it was just a slightly bit taller than the 4S, and everybody was making memes of like Obi-Wan Kenobi with like really long iPhone 5.
Yeah, your iPhone 10 was
like this is the iPhone 6.
This thin.
Yeah.
It was going to be a weapon in case you get mugged. You could hit someone.
Yeah, can you imagine can you imagine one day they embed a weapon into the phone and just have like a hammer come out, just
give me a taser. James Bond taser. Here, the reason I say that is because I've got a Pro Max. I've got the battery for it.
That's true.
And it still lasts all day.
And then some.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I mean, in all seriousness though, I'm kind of excited to see Apple finally stepping up the game with their like the megapixel count of their cameras, because they've had a 12 megapixel camera since like what the 7, the iPhone 7, and that was released ages ago.
And I'll be honest, sort of looking at it, and I've recently just sort of had my hands on the S22s, the Ultra and the Plus, and especially after having the Ultra, using the Ultra for a month, I was like, oh man, like the portrait mode photos. Like, don't get me wrong, like the iPhone is still the king of 4K video, but looking at the portrait modes on the S22, it's like, damn, like we've got work to do here, Apple. It's not even funny. So yeah, I'm all for it. To be honest, I don't care about the size of the camera on the back of it, because I'll be
you're not
honest,
even
when I'm shooting, I'm never going to see it. I don't care.
exactly. Yeah, you're
It
never
could
going to see
actually
the
it could actually expand out like a sniper scope. I still wouldn't care.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's on the back of your phone. It's not like you're gonna just take your phone and look at the back of it all the time. You're like, oh, this camera's ugly. You're not using the back of the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, stop complaining.
Yeah. What are you going to do? You're going to go up to a bar and go, hey, same size of my camera bump.
I mean, I feel bad for the people. I feel bad for the people and animals behind the camera, just looking at the camera like, what the hell am I looking at? But I mean, hey, whatever. You know,
the struggle is real.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
going.
moving on to the next one. For some reason, the news article I put in there is the wrong one. But basically, we could kind of get what it means from the title. We've probably seen the news. iPhone 14 is again rumored to not have the under-display fingerprint sensor as Touch ID continues to improve. I think Ming-Chi Kuo said we won't be seeing it until like at least the iPhone 16. So like, at this point, Face ID is getting so much better. I mean, at least in my opinion, I don't care about iPhones not having Touch ID ever. But I don't know what you guys think about it. Do you think Apple should still, even like for the iPhone 16, come with the fingerprint sensor, or do you think it's just too far gone now?
2 years ago, yeah. Like 2 years ago, yeah, it was a bit of a necessity with masks and stuff. You know, it was like, yeah, there's a bit of a ball dropped here, and then bringing in the phone unlock with the watch and things like that. There was, I must say, it was really, really good feature. But even the likes of Apple Pay and stuff, you still had to pull that mask down and authenticate. So then, yes, but now, like you can even with the latest updates, you can still do Face ID with a mask. And I personally don't miss Touch ID. Haven't missed it for a long time. And yeah, I wouldn't be like. Don't get me wrong. If it came in the phone, in the display, I wouldn't be mad. But do I need it? No. Would it be faster than Face ID? I highly doubt it.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Like up until recently, I used the Galaxy S10 Plus for like a couple of years, and that had both like Face Unlock and the fingerprint sensor. Face Unlock, of course, is not really trustable on Android phones because most of them are just like a 2D thing, and you could kind of trick it with a photograph sometimes. But like the in-display fingerprint sensor, I know that it's a lot better now, but it was so inconsistent sometimes with reading my thumb or my finger. And to be honest, like Face ID, I've never really had an issue with it, especially now since we can still wear masks and unlock with Face ID, even though here, at least here in the UK, we don't, or at least in England, we don't have masks anymore. I don't know if it's the same in Northern Ireland yet. But there are still some places that do have that. And if ever another pandemic comes around or COVID gets worse and we have to wear masks again, then Face ID is still good enough for that. So I think instead of Apple focusing on finding a way of putting Touch ID under the display, which, I mean, in a lot of different ways is not faster than Face ID. I forgot my trail of thought now. But yeah, so Face ID is Apple should just focus on making Face ID better instead of trying to figure out how to put Touch ID into the iPhone. I don't know. Those are just kind of my thoughts on that.
No, I would agree with you there. Vertical, only being able to unlock your phone vertically is an absolute pain. The slightest little thing. The iPad can do it. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the part I think that's one of the bits that I don't like about Face ID. I think I completely agree. Like you can only do it in portrait.
Yeah.
Which way the iPad Pro, as far as I'm aware, has pretty much the same sensors as the iPhone, but it can unlock in any orientation. So I think it's probably just a software update that Apple should have to do, or slightly adjust the sensor in the iPhone as well to accommodate that.
For sure. Don't even get me started on the iPad Pro. That camera is in the wrong place.
Yeah. I have an iPad
really
Pro as well.
upsets
I wish, because most of the time when I'm using my iPad, it's always in horizontal. It's always horizontal.
It's so bad.
And
Like
sometimes
center stage is
my
such a
hand
good
covers it.
feature. Its center stage is so good, and then when you see it on its side, it's like, oh, it's ruined. It's just ruined.
Yeah, you're like or like you're holding your iPad, you're on a video call, and you're like, oh, I can't see you. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Your thumb was just going in the
Yeah.
Why is your room dark? Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously though. Oh man. Hopefully they'll fix that though in the future. One can only hope, right?
Yeah. We'll see.
Next up, we're going to be talking about Apple now selling refurbished M1 Pro and M1 Pro, Max MacBook Pro models. What do you guys think?
Refurbished.
It's still pretty quick. I thought I was surprised to see them drop so quickly.
I was as well.
Yeah,
I literally just bought one from Amazon, like used, and now I kind of regret it because I could have just got it from Apple and gotten Apple Care and stuff.
Yeah,
true.
It's more expensive.
I wonder.
A bit more expensive.
I wonder what poor soul got the one that I returned because it had a big ding in the side of it.
Seriously.
I honestly, I'm not even joking. See when I returned it, I honestly thought they were going to contact me and be like, "No, mate, we can't take this back," because I don't even know how it happened. I think it was just a freak thing. But I obviously with the body being aluminium, whatever way I sort of moved something across my desk, it just smacked into the side of it, and then there was just a big like slice in the body, and I was like, "Oh no." Oh no,
that's not good.
So then I returned it, sent it back to Apple, and I was like, oh no, they're going to be like, no, we can't take this back. You've dented it. But no, they refunded me. So I was like, God help the poor person that's going to get that refurbed.
Oh,
the box and be like, oh man.
Yeah, but don't they fix it?
I'm sure they'll fix it probably. Just replace the whole housing.
I think they've
melted it down. turned it into an iPod.
Yeah, or they turned it into an iPod Touch.
Oh God! Oh Jesus!
The worst way to go down.
Right,
but yeah,
exactly.
For those who are in the market for new MacBook Pro, refurbished is now an option. So
I don't think it's really worth it, if I'm honest, at the moment. It's like $180 cheaper or something. I think is what I've seen.
I think it depends on the model, because this one on the article here, you save like $350 from the original price, which isn't too bad, to be honest.
No, I think I looked at I think it was the M1 Pro MacBook 14-inch. And I think that was the one that was like $180, and I was like, it's not really worth it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I sort of thought
you're much better buying one from like you're much better buying one from like Amazon or something, because that's where I got mine from. I got mine used, and it was like not half. I like saved £500 from it. Which
did I just hear
the thing
Siri
was almost
go
brand
off,
new,
Michael?
What's up,
Michael? Did I just hear Siri go off?
Yeah, you did.
Did it go? Was it on the watch?
I put my hand up. And then the next minute she's like, "Who do you want me to call?" I was like, shut up.
Do you have yours where like whenever you lift your wrist, you just have to talk to it and then it does things, or do you have to turn it off?
It's so annoying. I have to turn it off. It's so annoying
because
it never goes off. See when you ever want to use it, it never works. But you see when you don't, that's when it works. And then you're sort of sitting there and you're talking to somebody, and you just lift your hand, and the next minute, what the?
I turned it off because it was so annoying. I was like, mate.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it off actually. But in fairness, I will say, right, if you ever go to a bar or a pub and you go to a quiz night, Siri can be So
Yeah.
trick is right. It's when they're reading out the question, if you hold in the button, technically you're not cheating because you didn't do anything. And then when the person reads out the question, she'll just tell you the answer, and you're like, yeah.
Just make sure you turn the voice off, so then it doesn't.
Yeah, silent.
Dude, you know what I hate about Siri? And I know, like, we're getting off topic here, but, like, honestly, I really hate when I'm up near my room and I have a HomePod in the bathroom, and, like, I'll be talking to either my phone or my watch, and
the bathroom.
she'll answer in the bathroom. I'm just like, what the heck?
I hate that. Like, sometimes I'm using my iPad and I tell Siri to do something and it activates it on my phone that's on the other side of the room. I'm like, I want to do something on my iPad, not my phone, or like vice versa, or even like on my watch. And then like I'm going out for a walk, instead of going to the workout app, I just say outdoor walk or this workout. And then my phone's like, oh, sorry, I can't do that. You'll have to do it on your watch. And I'm like, I was talking to my watch. I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
And she's never around.
Michael.
She's never around.
Yes, Michael, I have. Right. And yes, Michael, yes, I know this is, and Benji, you can do whatever you want with this. But yes, I do like to listen to either podcasts or music while I'm showering, because it's the only time I can actually use my HomePod. Because other times
I used to do that all the time with my Bluetooth speaker when I lived down south. So,
dude, it's like, I don't know.
Yesterday, I think my wife has a waterproof Bluetooth speaker. Like, it literally's got like a big suction thing on it, and you stick it to the wall.
Ooh,
I have one that's waterproof as well.
That's pretty cool.
Mine doesn't stick to the wall though. Mine's not that fancy.
Yeah, because there's no way I'm taking a main powered HomePod into the bathroom. Not a chance. No, my lord, it would fall into the sink or fall into the bath, and then I would cry.
Or you, when you take a warm bath or a shower, just all the water, all the vapor goes in and wrecks it.
That was a thing back in the day. I don't know if maybe you guys are. I know Benji, you look pretty young, to be fair. But I remember back in the day, even taking back an iPod Classic to the Genius Bar, and the guys coming out and they're looking into the iPod and they're going, "Oh no, you've there's water damage in that," and you're like, "What do you mean? Oh, you've soaked it in water?" And like, "No, I haven't. I just had it in the bathroom." Oh, so when you had it in the bathroom plugged into a speaker, all the moisture just got into the thing, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, warranty void, go away."
Ouch!
So,
ouch!
And
I've heard of similar stories with. I've heard of similar stories with like the iPhone and stuff like that, or iPads.
Yeah.
I've seen many a person with an iPhone 3G turned away because that's water damaged. And you're like, oh no. So
there was a product once that I went to repair, and they were like, oh, this is water damaged, because there was like the inside of the device. So at least some devices have kind of like a paper thing that changes color when it gets wet.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. I can't remember what product it was, but they're like, oh yeah, there's water damage here. Like, I'd never put it near water.
That was always their trick. You looked into the headphone jack, and you seen a little bit of paper. See, the minute you seen it wasn't white, void.
yeah. But if you guys want to get back on topic here,
yeah, we're going way off topic at this point.
Yeah. Benji, if you want to introduce the next topic here.
Yeah, so now we're moving into foldables. Foldables on iPhone foldables, though, that may be coming like in 10 years probably. So Apple is collaborating with LG to develop iPads and MacBooks with foldable OLED displays and ultra thin cover glass. Yay.
Cool.
I like how it just
cool story.
Yeah, cool.
I'll be honest.
Cool story, bro.
My view on foldables, and this is only solely from my experience with the Samsung foldables. Now, my opinion would change if Apple did a foldable, simply because I know Apple would do it properly. if you know what I mean. In terms of
Yeah.
my issue with the folds, the Samsung folds, was a lot of the stuff on the phone wasn't optimized properly. So there would be a lot of apps that you would open up, and it would literally just be apps blowing up, and just blowing up an app. I'm sure everybody's put Instagram on their iPad. Even when you blow it up, it doesn't look good. It does not look good. Foldables are the same. When you have apps that aren't properly optimized and you don't get the full experience of that display, it doesn't matter how good it looks or how good the hardware is. If the software is not optimized, it's a paperweight. it's just a waste of time. Now, saying that, if Apple did a foldable, you would know the iOS would be properly optimized for it. So that would be the only caveat, in my opinion, with a foldable, would be that you know that out of the box when you get it, most things are going to work. You're not going to have to go, well, I'm going to have to wait for 3 updates from, for Android. You're not going to get that with an Apple device. Yeah, you're going to wait maybe 3-4 years for it, but when you do get it, it will be right.
Yeah, I completely agree. Completely agree.
But again, I don't think foldables, and I stand by this. John Prosser said it, and I agree with him 110%. I don't think foldables suit phones. I don't think the concept is phone friendly. Now, the flip phone maybe, but the fold phones that open up, I think that concept's better suited to a tablet, in my opinion.
I've always said that.
I see where you're coming from as well with that. Like, I'm not really a big fan of foldables. I hate the flip. Like, that I think is one of the worst, which both of you disagree with. But even like having a phone that just like opens up and is like 2 phones kind of thing. Like, I think if Apple ever does do it, it would have to be a large display. In fact, the next news story that we're covering is about how Michael is reporting that Apple is testing a 9-inch foldable device. It's just more like a tablet than like the current foldables that we have, because I think how big is the Z fold? That's like 7 inches, 7 something.
7 inches.
Yes,
roughly.
I think it's slightly small. It's slightly
exactly.
smaller than the iPad Mini. I think it's slightly smaller than the iPad Mini. So I mean, a 9-inch display is kind of usable, I think, as a tablet, and then you fold it in half, and it's kind of a phone. That I think I can work with. I kind of like, but still, like, there's always the argument that, like, especially on the Z Fold, where you have such a small display on the outside that's like really narrow and barely usable. Like, when you pick up your phone, you have to think, do I want to use it like this, or do I want to open up and have a bigger screen? It's kind of like that extra step. But then with like a phone, you just lift it up, raise to wake or whatever, unlock it, and you're in. You don't have to think about that extra step.
I get it.
Yeah.
Now, Android phone with fully functioning Lightning port becomes engineers' latest project. But I've seen this, and it's just like, come on. Honestly,
am I
this
right
is a thing. Go ahead.
Is this the same guy that put the USB-C port on the iPhone? And then
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is, because this guy's done. If it's because he made like an iPhone 12. No, was it iPhone 10 with a USB-C, and then he made a 12 Pro Max or something with USB-C. And now he's like, oh, let's add Lightning to Android, so then Android can kind of catch up to Apple or something like that.
Oh man, do you know what? I seen it, and I was just like, why? Like, you're really going to pick up your Android phone and go, USB 2.0, yes. It's hot garbage, man. It's hot garbage. As I'm sure you've noticed in a lot of my videos, I crap on Lightning a hell of a lot, and I'm actually going to do a video on why I hate Lightning. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm gonna do it. But and there'll be some surprising things in that little video. But like, why would you take a USB-C out of an Android phone unless you're planning to purposely make it worse? It's like,
exactly,
this is a half decent phone. Let's make it worse.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying
Dude,
to eliminate like lightning cables from my life. Like I just got an iPad Pro, so that's got USB-C. I charge my iPhone and my AirPods via wireless charging or MagSafe. So really the only things I charge with
Yeah.
lightning are my Magic Keyboard, a Magic Trackpad, and yeah, that's about it. And those get charged like once a month. Not even.
Magic mouse with the
Magic
stupid
Mouse.
port.
that dude.
They need to add MagSafe
They,
to it.
they
Somehow.
should. MagSafe, dude. I've said this in a video.
I would love
MagSafe
that.
at
Right?
all.
Just imagine.
Please.
Right? Just imagine. Just stick your mouse on it. That would be awesome.
Or even put like a MagSafe charging thing on the top, like being able to charge it from the top. I don't know how they would do that because the thing's
Yeah.
curved, but I think that would be pretty
that would be
interesting
cool.
because then you could still use it technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing.
Or just make
It
a
really
wireless
is.
charging mat like AirPower, but like
I've said
No,
that.
don't say those
I've
words.
said that. I've
The
said
sacred
that.
words of air power.
No,
it'll just
I've
end
said
up
that.
blowing up like some of the prototypes.
Oh man, no, I'm with you, Benji. I don't use. I'll be honest with you. The only time I ever use Lightning is in the CarPlay. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even have CarPlay.
I don't
so
ever
that's not
use
an
it.
issue.
Actually,
Actually-
and do you know
Why?
what? It's not even my car. It's my wife's car. So for all the time I'm ever in her car. So yeah, that's the only time I
Yeah.
use Lightning. I'm the same. MagSafe wireless charging, USB-C. That's it.
Yeah, I actually bought a what Apple. Well, this ended up being fake. I thought it was real. I got it from like Facebook Marketplace. But like I started using it and I realized like it's such a pain now. I have to go find a lightning cable to charge this when like I have another MagSafe battery pack which charges via USB-C, which I think works way better than this.
You literally have the same two battery packs I have.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, no lie. I've got three. I've got two Apple ones, and I have the Anchor one. Yep.
The Anchor one's so much better. Yes, it's not. I don't think it's.
I get the Apple ones for free.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that video. I think yeah.
Damn.
And do you know what? I'm going to try it again just to see if I can do it and get another one.
If you could do it, I'll probably try it as well. Because I paid like £30 for this, and the guy was like, "It's genuine." It wasn't.
Genuine replica.
So basically, like when I received the box and I looked at the font and I was like, "Oh no." Like the print, the font was printed in very low quality. I was like, "Oh, I've just been scammed here." Don't buy things from Facebook Marketplace. That's the moral of the story,
dude.
No.
Fortunately, I paid with PayPal, so I can get the money back. But you know,
I'm never gonna do that.
If PayPal
honestly.
behaves,
like either Amazon or eBay. That's it. That's it for me. I've had people buy things on the marketplace, and I've actually gone with a family friend to pick up the thing that he bought. Some people the person that was selling it looked so sketchy that I was just like, bro, watch these things be fake. And I'm just like, dude, yeah.
It's kind of like I saw that.
I think it was Alt Dad Tech. I think it's Scott. He got robbed. Did he not?
No. You didn't see. No? You didn't see the end of that.
Yeah, I did.
He actually got back to him, so everything's all set. I hear with that story.
Oh no, I'm talking about ages ago. I think he was selling an S21 Ultra, and he went and he met a guy from Marketplace in a car park, and then the guy stole the phone and just left.
What the heck?
Yeah, man. I was like, why would you go on your own? Hell no. If I'm going to meet somebody to sell something, I'm taking a posse with me.
Especially if you're using the marketplace on Facebook. Yeah, don't.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
because you don't know what you're walking into.
The other day I was looking for a new phone for my brother, and I went onto Facebook Marketplace and I saw somebody was selling an iPhone 13 mini for I think it was like £300, And I was like,
Yep.
wait, hold up. This thing's going for this one. It costs like $700 to buy brand new, and this guy's selling it in its mint condition. And then I messaged him like, "Why are you selling it for so low?" And he's like, "Oh, I have like 5. I don't need this one." And I was like, a bit sketchy. I
They're under
went
my
and saw
bed.
his
Yeah, yeah.
I went on his Facebook, and he looked like one of those guys who would kind of like steal phones, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So
Do you know
yeah,
what, man?
you have to be careful with that kind of stuff.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's like in the States, but I know in the UK, people are crazy for going in and getting phone contracts, selling the phone,
yeah.
and then cancelling the contracts, and then the person that's bought the phone, then the phone gets blocked, and then you're out all your money. It's crazy, man. It's so bad.
People will do the craziest thing.
Yeah.
I had going back to like what we were talking about, people buying things on Marketplace. I had a friend that bought a big speaker, and dude, like honestly, I was so afraid that thing was gonna like blow up in the car because I kept hearing this like little noise. I don't know what it was. I'm just like, bruh, just take me home because I can't deal with this crap. Oh God. But
I forgot.
yeah, right.
Anyway, we're getting off topic again for like the 10th time.
Damn it, Taylor.
How did we even get to talk about? Oh yeah, yeah. Anyway, we can move on to the next topic unless you both have anything else to throw at Mark Zuckerberg's invention.
Hey, listen, I'll trash Mark Zuckerberg anytime I want. So I like to call him. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but I like to call him Mark Zuckerberg because he sucks.
He sucks all your data. He also sucks all your data.
Life out of you.
It's like gets up in the morning and he's just like drinking a smoothie and it's like, this is your data.
Exactly. All right,
anyway.
so going back on track again, hopefully. Where are we, Benji?
So next we are talking a little bit about iPhones again. So Apple is cutting iPhone orders because the services are now the key differentiator. And I thought this was also a good topic for discussion for today's podcast because we've seen like not only Apple but a lot of other smartphone manufacturers kind of cut down on orders for phones. And of course, there might be a lot of different reasons why this is happening. But also, I think one of the biggest reasons why it's happening is because phones are getting so good now, where people don't upgrade every year anymore. They upgrade once every 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 4 years, especially with the iPhones where they get like 6 years of software support, sometimes 7. And then, of course, there's some people that are saying, oh, it's because of the war in Ukraine or it's also because of inflation, that kind of stuff. But I personally, I think the reason why this is happening is because, like not as many people are upgrading anymore, whether it's because of financial issues or just because the phones are good enough to last you a while, even on Android now, where some Android phones give you 4 years of software support. But what are your guys' thoughts on this?
I would agree with the longevity of an iPhone. I still have a 6S on my shelf, which is running iOS 15. Now, granted, the battery doesn't. You wouldn't get through 3 hours with the battery on it, to be fair. But but the fact that you can still get a phone that old that can still take the latest software and you still get all the latest iPhone features, everything still works perfectly on it, and it's the last iPhone with a headphone jack. If that tickles your fancy, like for me, that's one of the core reasons that keeps me on an iPhone as a daily driver. I just
that's
it is what it is.
That's the same for me. When it comes to like being on iPhone and stuff, I honestly, people say this all the time. I personally like getting the software updates, and like for other people, it's just like, oh, it's annoying. There's a software update every like 2 weeks or something, and it's just like, you're complaining about that? Don't even get me
Who
started.
complains about an update?
My sister does. She's like, I don't want to update my phone. I want to still use it. You can always update while you're sleeping, you know.
Dude,
Well,
honestly.
just keep your vulnerability and get hacked.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I keep telling people, especially when it says security updates, do it. Enough said.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may get a few extra cool features as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Face ID
you
with
might
a mask.
actually like it. Yeah, exactly though.
It's like
exactly.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's the core reason keeps me on an iPhone. That's where Android doesn't even come close. You know, it's like for you now. Granted, things are getting better. You know, you're getting your sort of 4-year cycles on Android phones, but for a long time there, 2 years you were getting out of an Android phone. You know, and if you're spending 900, maybe 1,000 on a flagship phone, and you're getting 2 years out of it, it's like what? So yeah, to Apple's credit, they've made their hardware last so much longer, but then hurting their sales. But then again, switching over and getting those services, still you can on an iPhone 6s, you can still get all the latest Apple services. You can get your Apple TV Plus, you can get all your iCloud, all that stuff. Everything's all supported. It's a no-brainer.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's good to see like a lot of these Android manufacturers as well, like Google, Samsung, kind of upping their game with the software support as well. Because like if you think about it, if a phone is only going to last you 2 years in terms of software, like people will still keep it for longer if they really want to. But like that's even going and damaging the environment because people are throwing away these phones more often than they would before. Like I mean, maybe not necessarily throwing them away, but kind of like reselling them, or it just sits on their shelf or just does nothing. And it's kind of then a waste of money. It's like a depreciating asset, which you can't resell because nobody wants it, that kind of stuff.
Unless you keep it for a really long time and then it becomes retro.
That's true. But that doesn't happen with everything. Like, I don't think anybody would be buying an iPhone 7 because it's retro or something, or like even an iPhone 5C. I don't know.
Just you wait. See, in 20 years' time, I'm going to be rocking my 6S with a headphone jack, and people will be going, what's a headphone jack? Watch this space.
No joke. I've gone up to people who have Android and been like, what's that hole in your phone? Seriously.
I mean, nowadays, barely an Android phones have it.
That's an exhaust port to keep your phone cool. I get you, right? Yes, because it's Snapdragon oven.
That's how thermals used to work in phones,
Right? Exactly.
No need for these vapor chambers or whatever.
I don't need one until a headphone jack. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Anyway, Taylor, do you wanna move on to the next topic on number 9?
Sure, absolutely. So
this is kind of like your space at this point.
So going to the next topic again, like Benji just said, my space, because if you can't tell, smartwatches. But extreme sports Apple Watch model could get for higher waterproofing ratings. I honestly think that this is a really cool thing. I really like. I've gone into the pool once with my Apple Watch, and even then, I think. I mean, I kind of got. I kind of regretted doing that because I honestly was scared that it could get damaged. But I mean, with the higher ratings, I honestly like. It's gonna get to a point, which I hope it gets to a point where we don't have to worry anymore, and we can just go because You know, I would love to be able to go into the pool and not have to worry about my Apple Watch or even iPhone getting damaged. So, what do you guys think?
I used to be like that. I used to be like really wary, like because I'd obviously like to get, like, I'll be honest, the last time I was in a pool was
Yep.
when I went to a spa with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm not going swimming, you know. But I was like, there's swimming workouts. I'll maybe try one. And I'll be honest, see, since that first time,
What? Okay. Let me just ask this. What's the point of swim workouts and stuff if you don't have a fully waterproof Apple Watch?
It's waterproof.
It is.
Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah. I'm just saying, like,
I guess it's dangerous if you're going in like the ocean, for example. You're going scuba diving.
Exactly.
Then at that point, it's kind of like, eh.
Oh yeah, okay.
Exactly.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
But if you're going swimming in a pool or you're just going in the jacuzzi or something, your watch is most likely going to be fine because it's like, I don't even know. I don't think it even has an IP rating. I think it's just like waterproof up to 50 meters or something.
Yeah. No, that's a good point actually, Benji, because I literally now I used to be very like, oh no, if I go to the pool, fair enough, I'll wear it and I'll do swim workouts and stuff. But like, even now, I don't even take it off when I get in the shower. I'm like, nah, screw it. I don't care.
I mean, it's waterproof. It's fine.
But disclaimer: if your screen's cracked, it's no longer waterproof.
Yeah, that's true. And also, if you buy it used, there's always the chance that somebody changed the screen on it and didn't put the seal back on properly. So unless you buy it brand new or refurbished from Apple, you kind of are treading in.
So I actually have an old Series 3 with a crack in the screen. I must actually get it fixed.
Yeah. Oh jeez, God!
And then I might give it away in a tech giveaway.
Oh, who wants a Series 3? Series 3?
Awesome.
But according to this article from 9 to 5 Mac, this new Apple Watch is going to be graded at even higher. This is going to be built for like extreme sports. Like right now, this is good for like the average consumer who's like going and doing a little bit of sports here and there. Maybe they're going biking, they're going swimming, that kind of stuff. But this is going to be like geared to people who go snorkeling, scuba diving, surfing, even people who go probably mountain climbing, that kind of stuff. It's really going to be a tough watch that you're not going to be scared of like banging on a wall, that kind of stuff. Because like currently Apple Watches, yes, they're quite durable, but they're not that durable when it comes to like doing some extreme things. Like some people still break them that way. So I think it's going to be good to see.
I'm all for
this
it, man. I
resistance
really
rating.
Because I do. Like I've battered mine off pebble dash walls and everything, and it has still held up pretty well. To be fair, it's a Series 4. And I've never needed or had the want to change it yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
like I've got a Series 7 that I got recently, and like I'm so annoyed because it's got one tiny little scratch on the screen now. I can't remember how it happened, but like it's very hard to see and stuff. But that's kind of like something that one of the reasons why I would want to get an extreme Apple Watch, but I probably won't because I probably the design isn't going to be as nice. It's probably going to be kind of like it probably have like an OtterBox Defender type thing on the watch or whatever. We'll see.
That's actually a pretty good point, Benji, because I used to buy a lot of the clip-on sort of cases, you know, to sort of protect the bezel and stuff. And then after I lost like my sixth one, I was like, I'm not buying anymore. I don't care. I'm fed up. I'm fed up buying them. And two of them were Patakas as well, so they weren't friggin' cheap. And then I was like,
those are
lost
expensive.
them. I was like, oh no. So no more.
Wow.
So if I get something a bit more rugged that I don't have to worry about, I'm alright with that.
Yeah, I mean, if you really are really cautious with your watch or whatever, and you don't want to get this extreme one, just get Apple Care. That's what I did. Because if my watch does break, I'll just be like, okay, Apple, I broke it, but please fix it for cheaper.
True. What did you go for? Did you aluminium or stainless steel?
I've got the aluminum one.
Yeah, me too.
I got the fake. I've got the fake black.
Fake black.
Because it's midnight. It's not actually black. It's like a dark blue.
Oh man, that's Wish. That's from Wish. That watch.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's a space gray from Wish.
Damn.
No, I because that's the thing. Like, see, since the Series 4, I upgraded annually from the Series 2 to the Series 3 to the Series 4, and see, since the Series 4, when it first went to that sort of full bezel-less display, I've never felt a need to change it.
Yeah, I mean, even like function-wise, there aren't really that many new features. No. Even with the processor, like I think the Series 4 is still a great option for people who want to get maybe a cheaper watch and stuff.
The GPS on it is phenomenal. I'll actually show you, because I play football with my friends every Monday, and I kick off a workout every time we play, and it GPS maps me on the pitch, which is pretty awesome.
That's cool.
So
I haven't actually tried that, because I play football every now and then as well. It'd be pretty cool to see like where I go and stuff. Oh wow!
What the heck?
Obviously, awesome. we play on a half pitch. You know.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, are you just like always in attack or always in defense?
No, we play on a half pitch, so it's pretty awesome, to be fair, and it's accurate as heck. So
that's good.
Wow. So we play 7 or 8 aside on a half a football pitch, and it's pretty good. Like, so, the GPS is on point.
Yeah, I think the only issue with like those older watches now is because they age, the battery health may not be as good.
Yeah,
and so you probably need to charge it more frequently. That kind of stuff.
I've noticed that recently. Now the battery's starting to go downhill on this, so I might have to look at maybe. But then again, I've been looking. I bought my wife an SE for Christmas, and I was sort of looking at it and going, do you know what? I might just buy an SE.
They're fantastic. My mom's got my mom just got one. And one of my brothers has just got one as well. And like you can even get them pretty cheap if you go and get used ones or refurbished. Like my brother got one for 180 quid, and that was it.
That's a bargain.
That's great. Yeah,
it's a lot of watch for that money. It really is.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Like yes, you're not getting ECG or blood oxygen or the bigger display or the faster charging, but like nobody really cares about that kind of stuff. It's basically almost the same watch.
No, not at all.
I don't think the Series 7, at least right now, is worth the extra like $100 or $250 it is compared to the SE.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
That's why like over the Series 6 and Series 7, I've sort of been looking at it. I'm like, I don't see the need to change.
Right. Honestly, as far as ECG, I have the SE, and as far as like ECG and stuff, when I had the Series 4, I tried it, and like honestly, I'm not missing much having the SE.
I've probably only done the ECG like twice on mine. I'm not even supposed to, because I'm not even 22 yet. So I just said I was 22 when I'm 21.
Wow.
It works, but I mean, it doesn't really change my life or anything. Just being able to take an ECG on my wrist, to be honest.
Dude, to be honest, see the times I've ever done it, it's just to show people I can do it. It's like, we see this.
Pretty much. Yeah. Even the blood oxygen. Like I rarely even measure my blood oxygen. I like measure it, and it's like almost the same all the time. I'm like, okay, cool, it's not changed. I'm still alive. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most of the time I'll just look at my heart rate and go, yeah, I'm still kicking. That'll do, mate.
Yeah, I don't even check the heart rate most of the time. I like whenever I'm doing a workout, of course I see it. I'm like, oh, my heart rate's like 100 something. But yeah.
Yeah, no. I honestly like I don't even like really mess around with the exercise app. Occasionally I will. When I'm doing like rounds and stuff, but honestly, other than that, so having the SE versus Series 7 or whatever is out there now doesn't bother me at all. So
Yeah.
But
And
moving
hopefully,
on.
one second. Hopefully, like when the SE2 comes out, they'll like add fast charging to it, because I think that's something that I love about my Series 7 is I can just like if I want to do sleep tracking, I just throw it on my charger for like half an hour and I'm good for the rest of the night and like most of the day the next day as well. So I think that's kind of like the only thing I think that the SE is lacking in terms of like actual features that will make your life better or easier.
Yeah,
because it charges 30% faster, something like that.
Do you use walkie-talkie?
Yes,
I've used it a couple of times.
I love it.
I always have it. I always have it off because it just drains your battery life when you have it on all the time.
Yeah, I would just use it from time to time just to see who's alert and try and catch somebody in an awkward moment. So, there's sometimes I'll hit him up on the walkie-talkie and then I'll just shout something funny like boobs or ass or something into his watch just to see, just to see when he writes back and goes, "Oh my God."
Jesus. Okay,
that's funny.
Michael, I would invite you, but I'm afraid that you'll do something when I'm like out in public somewhere, so I'm not going to.
I would never do that. I would never.
Sure you wouldn't.
Listen, it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, but the last thing I need is to be in church and can you imagine one day?
Rip.
Oh, people be throwing holy water over you and everything.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. But anyway, if you guys want to move on a little bit, the last
Dub,
my favorite event. I love it.
Okay, Benji.
The best event.
I was just like the last thing. Dub. Jesus, Benji, you're excited.
Dub 22, baby. Yeah.
The thing is, we're all probably gonna be super excited for new things coming to the software, and then it's just gonna be like, oh yeah, we're just fixing bugs.
Yeah.
Kind of up there. I hope that's what I was thinking is, to be honest, because it needs some fixing.
Don't jinx
it. That's what iOS 15 was. It was like, we've just fixed what we screwed up in iOS 14.
Yeah,
it's still not fixed.
Although I do have an iOS 16 wish list video coming. So I've sort of detailed down all the stuff I want to see on iOS 16. So,
Benji, why did you turn out the lights?
He's hiding.
I had to change the.
He's holding his iPad. He's holding his iPad.
Just had to change the battery of my camera because it was dying. There we go.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
We're back.
Oh snap! I wonder what mine's dying actually.
But anyway, so Dub is happening, and it's going to be...
we're so good.
It's going to be an all-online format, just like it was last year, which is a bit disappointing but honestly, I don't care. I'm not even going to be there, so I'm just going to watch it online anyway.
I'll be honest, man. If we never got in-person events ever again, I don't think I'd be mad. I love
Me neither.
Like... Even I don't know about you guys, but even the SE event this year, I was buzzing for it because the production value of the events is phenomenal. I love it so much. I was sort of thinking just to go back to being on a stage, a bit boring.
Yeah. I think so as well. I mean, I think Taylor suggested this a couple of weeks ago. They could kind of do a hybrid type thing where it's a virtual event, but they'll kind of like show it in like a theater kind of thing. So it's basically whoever goes there in person will be able to watch the thing and then later on have hands-on with everything.
Exactly.
Instead of having like an on-stage live presentation, it's a pre-recorded thing they watch.
Yeah.
So I think that could be a solution. Because personally, I've been loving the ones they've been doing recently as well.
Dude,
just like fully.
You have no idea. I go back.
And I think they're a lot more.
Like, wow.
I think they're a lot more engaging as well because they can kind of, they can keep you engaged a bit more than they can, I think, with a live audience type thing.
Oh yeah,
at least with the viewers, because they can add like cool transitions, things like that. That's like,
Yeah.
it's cool to look at, honestly.
Yeah.
Now, saying that,
definitely.
if Tim wants to invite me to an event, I'll happily go. No problem.
Yeah, of course. Same here. I
Tim,
don't think anybody would turn that down.
Oh, exactly. Me too. I would love it.
I want some new text now.
Bruh, the videos I see of people going over there and like creators meeting each other, I would love that one day.
Yeah, man. I would.
Dude.
I'd geek out, man. I would geek out. I'd bump into everybody, but like,
Someday, someday we may make it.
I've had dreams where like I've met Benji, Nikias, people like that, and it's just like, wow, bruh.
have you got pictures of Benji on your wall? Have you got a poster of Benji on your wall?
No, what the heck?
No, but he probably watches.
Like, no.
He probably watches my videos
Maybe?
before he goes to
I'm
sleep.
kidding.
It's like the last thing he sees is like, oh.
Just, oh man. But no, seriously, no. But no,
Anyway,
it would still be cool. But I honestly like Benji was saying, I honestly think that it would be a lot cooler if it was like a theater place and just do it that way because
Listen,
bruh, the quality,
it's an Apple
don't
event.
lose it.
It's always going to be good regardless. So yeah.
True.
Either way, especially if
even
they do
if-
a hybrid, it'll still be good.
No matter what they announce as well, it's going to be good. Even if they announce the exact same phone from last year with 5G, nobody will care. Everybody's going to love it.
Don't jinx it.
Anyway.
Anyway,
so I guess some of the things that we
What
can
do you-
expect WWDC, new softwares.
People were saying
Mac Pro
clearly-
reveal.
Yeah, well, yeah, I suppose because we still have that one machine left to be unveiled in the M1 family.
And they teased it. They teased it last event. They're like,
yeah,
we have one more Mac Pro.
Yeah,
that thing's gonna be
that's
insane.
true. That's
they're doing another big push on the Swift and the code and stuff as well, which is pretty good. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. What
So
do
it's
you
gonna be
guys
exciting.
what do you guys want as far as software? Like, is there anything that you guys would like to see?
I want a more polished
There's-
experience across the board. Just no bugs, please.
Yeah, there's
That's all I
lots
really
of things
care about.
I want. Lots of things I want. I have a very long list on both iPad and iPhone.
Oh wow!
I have
dog.
especially like
Sorry.
there's a lot of stuff I hope they do to iPad OS personally more than iOS. I think iOS is fine. I think it just needs to be a bit more polished with the bugs. But iPad OS I think needs a huge overhaul. Like the more I use it, the more I'm kind of like, why is this like this? It could be so much better. It could be more like Mac OS kind of stuff. Because they say that the iPad is supposed to replace your computer, but then it doesn't have things like Final Cut Pro. It doesn't have like multi-window support type thing like you get on Android. There's a lot of things that I think iPad OS could do a lot better. But I think other than that, I think Mac OS, Watch OS, iOS. I think
Did you say Mac OS doesn't have? Did you say our iPad OS doesn't have multitasking?
I said multi-window support. I know it's got like split screen and stuff, but it's not like on the Mac where you can have like 10 pages open or whatever.
Oh yeah,
and can like drag them across the screen. Because Android has that, even like Android phones do. So.
Right.
Yeah, but what's the battery life like?
True.
In your face.
So I guess moving on, that's I think all of like the news stories we have to talk about for today's episode. And just with the couple of extra minutes we have, well, extra minutes, like we're already over time, but for the next few minutes, we wanted to ask you, Michael, a couple of questions, get you kind of a discussion. We already talked about foldables and kind of like your thoughts on that, which I think was very interesting. But where do you see like technology in the next 10 years? Like, do you think we're going to have like folding phones? Do you think we're going to have AR? Do you think we're still going to be the same point we are now? Like, what is your view on like the next 10 years in terms of tech?
AR and VR are going to be massive. Like when as we know, AR and VR is not a new thing. You've got the likes of your Oculuses and PlayStation VR and all that stuff for gaming and all that sort of stuff. But Google Glass or Google was it Google Glass? Is that what they called it?
Yeah, it was Google Glass.
Yeah, they dabbled in it, and as we know, Apple have their VR headset and they've got their Apple glasses in the works as well. So that's the way I see it all going. It'll soon get to a point where we're not going to be carrying slabs around in our hand. It'll be all like, a pair of glasses or something crazy. A chip embedded in your skull that has a lightning port.
Yeah.
So
with a lightning port. Oh yeah, I just caught that lightning port.
Because they'll never get rid of the lightning port. It's like, here we've still got like 50 billion lightning ports. We'll stick them in that. It'll be fine. Apple car it'll charge by lightning. It'll be fine.
Oh Jesus,
that would be so bad. Oh my days.
Yeah. So no, I think that's where things are going to go. And I kind of feel it a bit at the minute with phones and tablets. Every year it is sort of getting to the point now where nothing's really grabbing attention. Nothing's really making you go, oh, damn, I need to get my hands on the new iPhone. It's just like, yeah, it's a bit better and it's a different color, and I think something needs to come that's going to really get everybody going, damn, like, yeah, I'll upgrade my phone this year probably, and it'll be a case of, yeah, it's the same size and it's the same whatever. It's just a little bit faster and a little bit shinier, and so that's the way I think it's going to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think AR and VR. I think like back in the day when there used to be those VR headsets that you put your phone in and stuff. I think that was still quite early, and I think now as kind of the world is shifting more into metaverse type stuff, where you kind of like live a virtual life and in real life, that kind of stuff. I think that definitely will be something that we'll see more in the future. Of like we're seeing that with companies like Apple who are working on these headsets, these glasses. So I think the future of tech, I completely agree with you. I think it's going to be just, we're not going to be carrying phones around with us anymore. We're just going to have this headset with these glasses on, and we're just going to walk around with them, and we'll have everything in front of us. We'll have our computer in front of us. We'll have our iPads in front of us. We'll have our iPhones in front of us, our watches, everything.
Yeah.
We'll just be there. Definitely. Even all the fitness tracking will probably be all on your face.
Yeah.
There'll be biometric sensors all over the place. It'll be retina scanning your eye. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
All sorts.
Yeah,
definitely. Like I do think like the fact you'll get to a point now where you'll be able to go out with a watch and a pair of glasses on and not need any other device, and you'll be able to email, text, whatever, phone calls, all that sort of stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's really great.
So what are your thoughts on smartwatches, and where do you see them going in the future?
Well, sort of leading into our last question, smartwatches I think are going to play a big part, because I think in a sort of VR, AR reality, and where if you're wearing, say, a pair of smart glasses, it's going to have to hand off to something close by, and the closest thing you're going to have, rather than carrying a phone, will be a watch. So I would expect the same way, similar way the Apple Watch sort of feeds off the iPhone, and it gets its core services from the iPhone at the minute. I think it could be a same sort of thing. It'll be a lot of the stuff will feed back and forth between the watch, and that'll feed your data from watch to phone and all that sort of stuff. I think smartwatches are really just going to massively grow as this technology evolves more, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't actually thought about that.
Which is really handy if you've got a smartwatch channel.
True.
Yeah, you're gonna be in big business. Yeah, because I was thinking that as well. Because building all of this technology in these glasses is gonna be quite hard, at least at the beginning, because it's like kind of a new technology.
Yeah.
They're like making it as small as like a smartphone is today.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be quite hard. But if they do have like kind of like what the Apple Watch does, where it connects to the iPhone, they can have most of the components, most of the powerful components straight in the watch, and that watch then pairs to your glasses, and that's how it communicates that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that definitely makes sense. And maybe like in the future, smartwatches won't have a screen. They'll kind of be just kind of like a slab or whatever that you just, or not a slab, but kind of like a thing you just strap to your arm, and it just got all the chips and processors and stuff,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
redirects to your watch to your face, and you can see the time and everything right in front of you,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
This is it, man. It's exciting times, and I will be
Oh
honest.
yeah,
Like
for sure.
a lot of Google's AR AR VR stuff is pretty impressive, to be fair. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
for
definitely.
sure. For sure.
It's gonna be interesting to see when Samsung starts jumping on the bandwagon, because they kind of seem to be pushing the foldables train right now.
Nah. See, this is my beef with Samsung. Okay, I know I don't want to veer off topic too much, but for me, Samsung. Imagine if you look at the specs of Samsung devices on paper, you think, damn, like if you read that out and you look at the Snapdragon chip and the massive battery and the 55 million gig of RAM that's in it, and you think, damn, that's a powerhouse. And then you look how badly they perform on Android. You're like, if Samsung cared about software, it could be a great phone.
Oh
They just
yeah.
don't.
I agree, because
They just
yeah, like didn't they have like their own OS at one point on smartphones? I think it was like Tizen or something, or
Mhm.
maybe that's
yeah
just what it was on the watch. Like I think Samsung could do really well if they kind of took Apple's approach and started making their own software, their own hardware, and everything. But now they're kind of like going the complete opposite direction. They're kind of like partnering with Google with a bunch of stuff. Like Bixby is
yeah
no longer that much of a thing. They're kind of using Google Assistant a bit more,
yeah.
things like that. Like I too think like Samsung I think makes some great hardware, but then the software just isn't. It's like they've got all these other apps as well that are kind of fighting with the
Yeah.
Android apps, like the calendar or messaging app and stuff like that. It would just
That,
make things so
that's my
much better.
peeve. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
they'd
my
be able to
big
compete
peeve.
so much. Yeah, yeah, and I think they could compete a lot better with Apple and Google if they started making their own stuff. But it doesn't look like they're going to be
Yeah,
doing that anytime soon, because they're kind of like, even with the watch, they're now using Wear OS, so
yeah.
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
I'll I'll be
What?
honest. Like setting up a Samsung phone when you get it new out of the box is it actually annoys me. I get visibly annoyed because you're sort of going through the motions and it's like sign in with your Google account. Okay, yeah, great. Right, sign in with your Samsung stuff. It's like why
Yeah, that part's
why?
so
I,
annoying.
I don't need to do that. Piss off. Go away.
Yeah.
So and then
Exactly.
you've got your Play Store, you've got your Samsung Store, you've got Google Pay, Samsung Pay. It's like no man. And I literally when I get a Samsung device in my hand, I literally want to delete all the crap off it. It's like no, not happening.
That. And I was literally having this conversation with somebody a little while ago. Honestly, like I feel like Android has apps that you don't even use day to day. Like honestly, how many apps does a person use on a day to day basis on their Samsung or Android phones in general? There's so many apps and just so much bloatware on those devices that is not needed. You know, just just make it so like we only have what we want and that's it. Because the other stuff, like the preloaded games, how many of us actually play those games?
Even Facebook. Like I remember when I got my S10 and Facebook was already installed on it, I couldn't delete it. The only thing I could do was disable it. It's like, why?
Yeah.
bruh.
It's like the original
I don't
iPhones
want I
back
don't
in the
want Mark
day.
Zuckerberg
Yeah.
spying on my phone.
Yeah. Sure,
Exactly.
YouTube was
It's like,
pre-installed on the phones, on the iPhones back in the day as well. So,
yeah, it's
I
just
think I think
annoying.
iPhones used to have a big problem with bloatware back in the day where they like you had the stocks app, you had the tips app, all of these apps that you will never ever use in the time that you have your iPhone. Like maybe
Yeah,
there's like
that's
3
true.
people in the world that use it, but now you can delete pretty much all of the stock apps that Apple gives you. Like you could delete the calendar, you could delete mail if you want to use other services or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, with Samsung's kind of doing the
Dude,
opposite, where they're like giving you 2 apps. They're like, here are 2 calendar apps, here are 2 mail apps, here are 2 messages
bruh.
apps. By the way, you can't delete the Samsung one. So if you want to use the Google one, you can, but you'll still have the Samsung one on your phone.
yeah.
Benji, you know this. My dad used to have an older version, Android, with a cheap version, I should say. And you don't know how many times I wake up during the night with the notification thing going off, and it'll just be like, "Oh, you haven't played this game, or you haven't done this." It's just like, come on. It's like I'm
Don't
trying
even
to
get me.
sleep.
Don't even get me started on Android notifications, man.
Some of them got so annoying, especially the ones that are persistent, that persistently stay there. It's like
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care if this app is using my data or whatever.
Yeah.
Just go
I want
away.
it
If I
to.
go into If I have opened up Twitter and read
Bruh.
my notifications, I don't need you to tell me there's still notifications that I've already read. They should go away.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
the fact that even if I go in and read something, I still have to go in and clear the damn thing away. It's like, stop that.
Yeah, yeah.
Why aren't you smart enough to
Seriously.
know that I have already read this?
Yeah, that's
Exactly,
true. That's true.
Yeah,
bruh.
it hurt. It
Anyway,
hurts. It hurts my brain.
So, yeah, definitely.
so we
So
have one more question before we, I guess, move on to the wrap up phase of portion of our podcast. So what is one product category that you'd like to see Apple enter into? That's not like AR or that kind of stuff, or foldables, or even cars. Really, what kind of product category would you like Apple to enter into if you could choose it? Let's say you're CEO of Apple tomorrow. What's the first product you would start working on, or
Is there
products?
anything left? Is there anything left that they haven't went into?
We don't have,
Max,
we don't have a
Because let's
car
see,
yet. We
let's
have
see. So we've got music, we've got TV, we have iCloud storage, we have they have pretty much the headphone market. They pretty much own it.
yeah, pretty much.
You know, phones, tablets, computers. If the rumors of the legendary Apple car are true, I mean, what's next?
I
yeah,
I saw
That's a
some people
good
talk
question.
about Yeah, I saw some people talk about like smart home tech, because I mean there's a lot of really good companies that are making smart home stuff that are HomeKit
dude.
enabled. But it'll be interesting to
I've
see
said
Apple
this.
enter into that space. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's where I got it from. Um like they start making security cameras, stuff like that you can easily set up, easily use, or not like a pain every time they disconnect from Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty cool to see.
well,
That's one thing
I would agree with you on that one. To be fair, I'm all about the HomeKit stuff, especially like I did have Amazon smart speakers all over the house. I have Alexas, and they've gradually all been swapped out for HomePods. I've an Apple TV on every TV in my house, so it's like, yeah, and then even the accessories like smart plugs and lights and stuff. I always pay a bit more to get the brands that do all the assistants, just in case I ever
hmm
want to change. There's nothing
Yeah.
worse than maybe going, well, there's a smart plug there, which is £10 cheaper. Yeah, but it'll only work with Alexa, which means you're stuck with
Or
Alexa
Siri
for the rest of
shortcuts.
your life. Yeah,
right.
so whereas if you go for something a bit more expensive, you'll get HomeKit, you'll get Google Home, you'll get Alexa, you'll get all those smart assistants, and then you don't have to worry about, if you ever think, do you know what, I'm maybe going to give Google a try. Well, you can, and all your devices will work. but then you have to pay a bit more. So
Yeah.
I'm all for that,
Yeah.
to be fair, because since the introduction of the HomePod, the minis, and then with compared to my Apple TVs and stuff, like I'm literally now I've set up routines and stuff that I can literally walk in and I'll just turn on an entire room, which is so cool. So you just walk in and say, "Hey, turn on the office," and I'll turn on the lights, TV, I'll turn on everything. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think that's going to be interesting to see in the future as well. Kind of like where smart home tech takes us. Like, literally everything's probably going to be automated. Like, you just walk into the house and be like, "Hello, Benjamin. Welcome home. This is the temperature. I've turned on the stove. It's making food for you. This person dropped by earlier and they wanted to give you this."
That's the dream, right? Iron Man 2, where he's down in the cave and he just goes, "Wakey, wakey, Jarvis," and everything just comes on. It's like, yes, man, that's the dream. I want that. I just want to come in and say, yes, yes, come on, and everything just happens. Give me it.
Brett,
I want it.
Have you guys ever watched the movie Smart House?
No, but I think I might have heard of it before.
It's a Disney movie. It's amazing, and it just makes you think, damn, if I could get a house like that in the future. Okay, yeah, maybe. And Benji, I don't know how much of the movie you know, but like, yeah, maybe the AI assistant coming into life is kind of creepy and stuff. But like, honestly, like having a house like that would be just amazing. Honestly, just asking it.
Badass.
Dude, just asking it for like a plate of food or a drink, and then all of a sudden you just see a thing come out of the counter. Like that would be sick.
That'd be like next level
that's
stuff.
an old movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I don't think I will watch it because I kind of have a phobia of watching old movies. I don't like the quality.
Dude, you have to. You have to watch it. It's really good quality, and honestly, it's a really good movie. I suggest it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Probably check it out. So, is it on Disney Plus? It should be.
Yeah. I was trying to think. It is. So, if you guys have Disney Plus, go check it out. Seriously.
Nice.
But
anyway, Taylor, did you have any other questions you wanted to ask?
Actually, yes. I thought about one a little while ago when we were talking about smartwatches. What do you think the next move for Apple is in terms of design and stuff? Do you think they'll ever go round or make a shape that we don't know?
Hexagon.
Well, I said this to a couple of guys when John Prosser last year, or was it this year? Well, whenever he leaked the square design watch, it was last year. I was one of the few that said I'm all for it. Or no, sorry, no, I didn't. Correction. I was one of the few that said I'm sick of it. Give me a round one, and I was slated for it. Why do you want a round Apple Watch? You know, the shape of it is distinct. And I'm like, I just want a round watch. Why are you shouting at me? Stop it.
Dude. Yeah,
so
exactly.
I would like, don't get me wrong, I would like the option, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I would like an option. If you could pick your design, that would be something I think would be really cool. But
yeah.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
No,
to be fair.
Because I mean, personally, I've owned a round smartwatch before. And it was like I prefer square watch just because I think it's more usable. Because the round one is you have to build the interface for like a round watch and stuff like that. It's hard to read things sometimes. But then with a square watch, it's more like a phone, I think, and you can easily read things, see things.
That's a good point.
But I think having the option would definitely be good because there are people who don't really care about that type of functionality. They just want a watch that
Right.
looks good all the time. There's a couple of other things. But then there's people like me who don't really care. I actually like the design of the Apple Watch. I think it's nice as it is. I like how the bezels go edge to edge on mine as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think it would be good to give people the option. Like, do you want a round one or do you want a square one?
Yeah.
I think it would be
Definitely.
good.
I think it's just tech fatigue. You know, sometimes when you're looking at it, you sort of go, maybe I would like it round, and then you're like, no, maybe I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing as
Benji
Benji has just said it in the way that I didn't think of, like, you know, about everything being design wise, that it would have to be
Mhm.
redesigned for it to be round. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't think I would like that. Now that you've
Yeah,
said
and also
it.
if you think about it, like, I don't think there's anything apart from the HomePod, which doesn't even really have a screen, but pretty much everything that Apple makes that has a screen is like square, rectangular. They don't have anything that's
Yeah.
round, and so it'll be kind of like their first time at making a round interface, which would be
Yeah, I
interesting.
suppose. And when you look at it from that perspective as well, it sort of ties in with their logic of the notch. You know,
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
recognizable, it's instantly recognizable.
Exactly.
I suppose that's really what they're all about, because the minute you look at a product, be it AirPods, a watch, a phone, you know exactly what it is straight away. You go, oh, it's an iPhone. Those are AirPods. You know, so yeah. I
Exactly.
suppose
Yeah.
from that perspective as well, they wouldn't want to go make a watch round and then go, yeah, it just looks like every other smartwatch out there, and we don't want that because we want to be unique. So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
suppose
True.
that's a good point. Good point, actually.
Yeah, for
True.
sure. Because I mean, if they did make a round smartwatch, they'd basically be like Samsung. They'd be like any other watch manufacturer in the
Exactly.
world that's doing
Oh yeah. Yeah.
round watches. And I mean, they might find a way of making it look unique, but still, like, already even with the square smartwatch, sometimes you see like Fitbits or I don't know what other watches. There are some other square smartwatches out there, and you're kind of like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, is that an Apple Watch or? But
Oh, well,
yeah.
yeah, straight away. I mean, majority of the Fitbits, the minute you see them, you know they're a Fitbit. You know, I
Yeah.
suppose it's the
Yeah.
same sort of thing. Yeah, it's the same principle. I
Yeah.
never thought of it like that. I will take my round watch request and throw it in the bin.
Have you ever tried a round smartwatch before?
Yeah, I've tried a couple of the Samsung watches and one of the Tick watches.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I have one of the Tick
Mhm.
watches as well. Great watch, but
Yeah.
I personally don't like the round screen.
Yeah. Although it's been a while
I
since I've tried
I
another
can't
watch, to be fair.
I can't
Been a
wait to
while.
start getting watches and stuff. I've seen like a couple of them that have caught my eye, so it's gonna be fun, especially starting this new channel. It's gonna be an adventure.
So
I'm
obviously
really
you're going to
gonna.
be picking up a lot of Android based watches. So are you going to be doing them? Are you going to be like pairing them to an Android phone, or are you going to just pair them to iOS and show how they work on
Yeah,
iOS?
I'm
You're
gonna
doing
see
like a
how
mixture.
they. Yeah, I mean, if I could get an Android phone, maybe. I know my friend has one. I don't know if he's using it or not. So if he doesn't mind me borrowing it for a little while, then yeah.
Yeah,
I
for
Yeah,
would
sure.
definitely.
something that I just thought of, because there's a lot of Android smartwatches that work with iOS and as well as Android, but a lot of them are very limited with like when used on iOS. Like I remember when I had my Tick watch, I connected it to the iPhone and like a lot of the functions didn't work, like notifications didn't work as well as like when I connected it to my Samsung phone.
Mhm.
So that's also something to bear in mind. Maybe might be a good idea to get an Android phone, even if it's a cheaper one, just so you can have, I guess, the full
Yeah,
experience.
Oh, I have
definitely.
a very cheap Android. You know that, Benji. I
You
use, I
can use
switched
that
to
then.
it. I switched to it for a day and was like, screw this. Remember? Oh yeah. I don't think you were even here, but I remember
I don't think it
emailing you
was.
about it.
I
No,
I
you were
think you
on a
might have
mission.
emailed. Yeah, you might have emailed me about it.
Yeah, then
You
like
might have seen it.
the next week you came back and I'm just like, I gave up. So how's your Android?
You know
Bruh.
what? There's nothing
I gave
worse.
up.
There's nothing worse than a bad Android phone. because
dude.
literally,
Yeah.
it can ruin the Android experience for you, like 100%. I have
Yeah.
my old
Yeah.
work phone was an A21S Samsung. Oh my god, man, that thing was hot garbage. It was
I have
so
a
bad.
Moto E, I think it's called.
Oh
It's
yeah.
alright, I guess. It's alright, I guess.
You know
It's not
what?
the worst.
Do you know
It's not
what's
the
really,
worst
really?
Android phone you can buy, but
Do you know what's
What
really,
is
really
it?
good value, and you can still pick them up really cheap on the likes of Amazon Renewed? See a Pixel 4 XL.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable
Oh
phone.
yeah. Yeah.
It's got a
My
good. It's got a good Snapdragon and all in it too. The camera's good,
Yep.
and it has good Face Unlock, which is on par with Face ID. It's
Mhm.
great phone. It's literally one of my most favorite Android phones of the past few years. Really is.
My sister has, I think it's a Pixel 5. So I think once she gets a new one, she said it's not going to be for another couple years, but I don't believe it. I mean, the way she complains about it, I think it's going to be sooner because calls keep dropping, and I don't know. She just has a couple issues with it, so um, I'm hoping that she gets a new one sooner. We'll see. But I'm
Set up a
gonna
just
have to
giving
get
page.
going, so if we can wrap up here.
sounds good. Yeah, Michael, do you have any questions for us before we wrap up?
Michael's like, I have
Spot now,
tons of
Bridget.
questions.
You put me on the spot now. No, not really, guys. I've loved being on. To be fair, I could sit and talk all day. To be fair, I've really enjoyed it, and
Thank you, man.
I hope you invite me back. I hope I've been well enough behaved.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I think we'll have to have a bit of a discussion about this.
Yeah.
A board meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, board
No,
meeting.
what?
We board meeting.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
guys, just keep doing what you're doing. I watch your channels all the time, so just keep what you're doing. And
Thanks, man.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
Taylor's channel is gonna undergo some changes, and I'll keep watching that too. So
Yeah. Do you?
Sounds good.
I hope you know that the TA Tech is gone, and I have a brand new channel. I don't know if you've subscribed to it yet, but
I think I have. Have I not?
I don't know. I
subscribed.
haven't checked.
You're making me wonder now.
So, so just want to put that out there.
Oh yeah.
But links are in the description, so if you want to check that out later.
Yep. If you guys want to subscribe to us or Michael, you can do so. The links will be in the description of the show notes if you're listening on your favorite podcast app. Yeah, thanks everyone for listening to this episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast. I am one of your hosts, Benji from BenObi Tech, and this is episode 26 of the Tech Unlocked podcast. We will see you you'll hear from us next week. See you later.
See you guys. I was actually telling my friend the other day that I'm going into smartwatches, and I was thinking of getting like this $27 smartwatch, and she's like, do you really need more tech? And I'm just like, no, but since I'm going into this market, yes.
Was this person a female?
Yes.
Well, then your instant reply is, well, do you need more than one pair of shoes?
Anyway,
Don't
shall we
come at me,
officially start the episode now?